Welcome back once again. The doctor has returned. You probably were thinking that I wasn't going to return, even though my brother, the asshole that he is, told you many, many times that I was going to return. But, regardless, I am back. I'm assuming you're clapping. That's why I gave you a pause. Alright, now that that nastiness has been pushed out of the way, I would like to revisit my old formulas. That's probably why you clicked on the video, because you saw the name or the possible title before, which I doubt people have because I'm still super small and I doubt anybody even gives a shit. But I'm going to continue on anyway, because I'm a man of culture and of many other things. That being said, as the title suggests, today I am going to be reviewing Itadaki Seiki. However you pronounce the last part. I refuse to learn how to because I don't want to look it up right now. This is probably or at least one of the most popular hentai to ever be around. I don't know how it got so popular, it just out of nowhere did. I have yet to figure out why it got popular. It's not super special. There's one or two aspects of it that are pretty unique amongst the genre. And before I get into the video, this is a actual story that I feel like I need to say. When I was younger, and when this first came out, when this whole thing first came out, I watched it, and I didn't finish it because I was 15 and didn't exactly have a long spanning time with this sort of stuff. And then I woke up the next day, went to school, and in the middle of my third period class, I was just thinking, I need to fucking know how that ended. I need to see where this ended. And the whole time, the only thing I could think of was the end of the first thing that happened, and then they moved on to another story that continued on, and I just kept sitting there in class. They're teaching me geometry, and I'm like, I need to see what else happened to that anime succubus vampire girl. I need to know. It was a legit. I feel like this is the first anime that actually ever, or the first hentai to ever, push me into wanting to know the plot and subtext of the medium itself. This created the Doctor, and the Doctor shall review its creation. The creation will be reviewed by its creation. I don't remember where the logic was going, but somewhere it's there. You'll figure it out once you figure it out. No, just look for it. So dumb. God. And I feel like I need to suggest that I got my first comment that was actually from a real person. Because a lot of the comments I get are, I assume, from bots. Except for one. And he complimented me on my crusading helmet. And yes, the heretic shall burn. But, until that day has come, let's go ahead and get back to what we were doing. All those tangents aside, let's get back to what this whole thing is about. Now that I've wasted about 4 minutes of your time. Now, the name of the show itself is Itadaki Seiki. I don't want to figure out how to pronounce it, because I don't want that on my search history. And the number of episodes is technically one with a bonus episode, or you can get them both if you click the right video. I am a man of substance and continuously use the same website over and over, that being HAnime.net, HAnime.tv. A very reliable source, very easy and user-friendly. I would highly recommend it. I'm going to continue to give them a shout-out every single time I do a review from something of their website. Right, along with anything else. Because I'm a man and I cite my sources. Now, the synopsis itself of the story is guy gets lured into a guy in a school gets lured into a te- gets lured into a what is it? I keep thinking of the word basement, but that's not right. Closet, a storage closet at a school to meet up with a girl he thought was cute. Yep. And the girl gets a little bit closer and then kicks him in the face, thinking it'll knock him out, but it doesn't knock him out. She then reveals to him that she needs some type of life essence. And it's from him giving out the fact that she is a vampire. Continuously trying to drink his blood, but then spitting it out because she does not like the taste of it and can't stand it. That being said, the guy, being a man, decides to insinuate other juices he could possibly give her. And then, in the middle of the first act, something clicks in her brain and she starts getting better at what she's doing until eventually they get together fully and she exposes that she truly is a vampire, showing off her wings. The next scene pushes off to where she is constantly hounding him and asking him to get together. The guy keeps wondering, but something changed in her last time we were there, but now everything's back to normal. What is this? And they end up getting together once again. And then two other guys show up, and they want in on a piece of the action. They try to go for her. Something clicks in her brain, and then she becomes dominant of them, and then puts them back onto the ground. It has the title of the word that rhymes with. It has a tag that rhymes with the word grape in the categories, and I know I said I'd never cover this, but I think that category description is fucking false. It is not meant to be there, and it's there for about a minute, and then it gets flipped on its head, and then it's reversed that. Where the girl's in charge, and the guys gotta sit there and just deal with it. And I am fucking into it. Now, after all that happens, the guys go away, and she hugs the original guy that she was there with, that she's been with the entire time. Because, ride or die, bitch. Looking at you. But, later on, they continue. Then the bonus episode kicks in, and the bonus episode leads with the guy thinking that the girl is cheating on him because he doesn't view anything about him as being self-worthy. And then he ends up trying to break up with her. She then tries to make up for it by getting on her knees and continuing on with that. He keeps trying to explain that he's not good enough for her while she continuously changes everything about her body, realizing earlier that she was part succubus, and then continues to morph to his desires, allowing a shit ton of other categories to be put onto this. And then they end with the whole thing saying, the girl saying her name is Maria, and she's adorable. Fuck you. She says, I love you. Why do you love me? Because I love you. That's good enough for me. And then they finish, and then it leads into the comedic effect last part of the episode that teases another episode. But it's been like 2 years, so I doubt there's going to be another episode. God, I hope there's another one. And that's the synopsis. The animation is very well done. Nothing crazy over the top, but overall, the animation itself is really... Let's call the animation a 7 out of 10. It's nothing super special, like you're not going to see like dynamic movement of everything, but you are going to see a lot of the classic sort of animations where something that needs to be done in a specific amount of frames is done in those specific amount of frames. Places that they can cut for slight movements, those are cut, and it's very easily done, but it's nowhere near like mid-tier. Now, the characters. I fucking love Maria. She is adorable, and if I could get a body pillow of her, I would. But I would then destroy that pillow. Because I'm a man of culture and of substance. And that substance is gross. Now, the man himself kind of has a little bit of an arc to him, and it works pretty decent for only 2 episodes. It kind of fills in what he has and the doubts that he has. And Maria herself is adorable and comes off with enough traits that make it to where she's not just the ditzy, klutzy, basic bitch that everybody thinks. And then ends up continuing on. And then continues to grow as we find out more about her. Overall, I really like the characters, the small amount that there is. Now, the content of art itself. Goddamn, do I love it. I'm not a big fan of the earlier parts where the 2 guys actually, try to get with her and she's not really into it, but then something clicks in her head and then she switches over. And that part I'm totally into. That bottom part, not so much. Very small amount of time is taken for that, and I'm glad that it goes by quickly. The first interaction between them is very soft and creates the whole thing about, oh, I'm a vampire, but there's also something weird because my body's not supposed to change in response to what you're thinking. And then it slowly leads up to the reveal that she's also a succubus. And there is one thing that happens in this series that does not happen a lot in any other type of the medium itself. A lot of the times there's a slight reluctance in every time the anime girl gets, I'm tired. I'm not going to have a lot of energy in the movements. But there's a lot of reluctance every so often in a series like this. But in this one, there's practically no reluctance at all. She is 100% into every single thing that happens. If she does not initiate and somebody else does, she'll be like, wow, this is weird. And then 2 seconds later, she's like, but I'm getting into it. And then goes hard. Hard. You gotta appreciate the people that really go deep. Yep. And I appreciate this small child as much as I want. She's not a child. Everybody in this show is 18 or above. Want to get that out of the way. But she's amazing, and she does well in every single scene that she's in. The final bonus episode is my favorite part, mostly because it implies to a lot of things that I like. There's one part where she's trying to get the guy with the upper portion of her body, and it doesn't work out, so she thinks, I guess he's used to this. I guess I'll change it. So then he sits on his lap, and then it changes her body weight to become a little bit more... Fat is the wrong word. Plump is the wrong word. My word for this is plush. Plush. Because as soon as I saw her change, I immediately wanted to bury my face in her stomach. Just... Oh, you're soft. Instead of seeing it and be like, ew, you gained weight, it'd be like, oh my god, you look like a pillow. That is good. And then she lingers on that for just a little bit until she changes to where she suddenly has cat paws, Nico ears, and a tail. To which case the guy takes 100% advantage of the cat girl thing. And I gotta appreciate him for it. And that's about where it finishes. And god, am I happy that it finishes with the cat girl. All the way up until all the way of the bonus episode, I would gotta say, that is the best part, and it has the most flavored content amongst it all. Oh, and that bonus episode could get it the 10 out of 10 that I think it is. If you're wondering why the reviews that I've been doing early are such high ones, it's because I'm reviewing what I know at the moment, since not a lot of people can actually give feedback or actually tell me that I'm tell me of any others that they'd want me to do. So right now they might all be high reviews until I run out of the stuff that I've seen, which might be a while. So, now that I've covered everything, my overall review for it. I would have to give the animation is very well done, on above average certainly. The characters in it are very well done and they're amazing. They fit together in such a good way that ends up to where it's like not only are you happy that you're seeing what you're seeing on the screen, but you're also happy that it's those two because they feel like they fit really well. The plot of the series itself is great and it's varied and it's also relatively short, which I do wish it was longer. I wish there was more episodes of it. People need to start animating more of this. Now that being said, I would like to give it its overall review of 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10, nearly perfect in every way except for the 1 minute of like the forced sections at the bottom. Now, this is subjective. You could easily say it's whatever you want it to be. Now, I was teetering on 9 and 10 out of 10. I could give it a half score, but I don't like doing half scores because that seems disingenuous. Now, what I would like to say is that if I decide to not focus on that and just see it as, alright, this is the beginning of the scene, and then the rest of the scene makes up for it, that still feels wrong. So, 9 out of 10, nearly perfect. Perfect. The only reason I docked that is because of, like what I said, and the shorter length to it. There could have been more, and there needs to be more. I love this series. It does not end with a final thing. As a matter of fact, it may lead into another episode because of what the bonus episode finishes with. So, overall, 9 out of 10, Itadaki, Seiki, whatever. Found on HAnime.tv. That being said, I would like to say, have a nice day, wash your fucking hands, or I'll break them, because the doctor is out. Bye, guys.